All right, real quick. Lunchtime check-in for the midlife quitter. Now, I'm at home right now, and I got a few minutes, and I'm happy to speak to you today and do a live on quitting smoking and trying to address those cravings after either having that midday break or after eating. Now, normally on a Monday like today, I put out a long form video, or I have for the last 7 months anyways, each and every Monday. And it's just been like a really nice edited version of what I want to convey for a message. However, today I thought we'd do something a little different and we do a little more one-on-one and do this live stream instead. So this is one of my first live streams, and I encourage you to go check out the first one. You might not last through the whole thing, but hey, you never know. There's always something there that you could maybe pick up, because I did spend quite a bit of time trying to script that one out. And this time I thought that I would just lightly jot some notes and go from there. So for those of you that don't know, my name is Troy and I'm 45 years old, and I think it's safe to say now that I'm an ex-smoker. Now, I smoked for over 20 years, or 25 years, and threw in the towel 7 months ago, right about the time that we set up this channel. Now, originally, this channel was supposed to be more so about making a midlife transformation, right? A meaningful midlife transformation. So, in saying that, one thing that's been the on-ramp is this quitting smoking. Now, originally, I was going to do this just the quitting smoking part just quietly and do it on my own time and just get through it and make it work. And I started that because if you go back and check our channel out, you'll see a ton of videos in the beginning that didn't have anything to do with smoking or quitting smoking, when in actual fact, in the background, it was me quitting. Now, there was at some point where I was like, okay, I need a better on-ramp to this channel and provide value to people, especially those that are going to be following along, and chose quitting smoking. So, and then we started getting kind of heavy into that. And it's been working, because actually sharing what I'm doing, how I'm doing it, and the cravings and how to deal with those, etc. It's been very useful for myself to share what I have been doing and what's worked for me. So it's actually kept me on track, right? So thank you for that. So anyways, so this channel here, like, it's for the people that have quit smoking and you're around that 40 plus mark, and you're trying to actually stay quit while making that same thing I was doing, that meaningful midlife transformation. So I'm sharing my journey, like the cravings, how I'm cleaning up my environment, staying off the cigarettes, and protecting, my future health. Because my future self is gonna thank me for everything that I've been doing now. And it'll thank you as well. So, like today, for the main topic of this video, I just wanted to talk about those cravings, those after meal cravings, or the midday smoke break rituals, and how we can kind of attack those in a little different way and get you past them. So for years, I think there's many people that can relate, and that's that you eat or you have a meal, and automatically after, it's like you must have a cigarette. I don't know why it is. And then you go back to life, right? Or maybe it's just a stressful situation and you take that minute, you smoke, hit that reset button, and away you go. Anyways, even when we quit, okay, so our brain still expects that break, that ritual, because we've been doing it for so many years. So it's not just the nicotine, right? It's the break that we miss. So what we have to do, we have to create something that will replace the ritual. So you might finish lunch and you feel this emptiness. Like, okay, now what? Well, I have three methods that I've used in the past, and I still refer to them when I need that little extra encouragement not to smoke. And they were tremendously helpful in this midday smoke break or right after eating. And number one is to put off the craving. What do I mean by that? I mean, But cravings, they last for a short period of time, okay? We have a video that I put out, and I said in there it's like 3 to 7 minutes, okay? So a craving's like a craving wave of 3 to 7 minutes. If we understand that, which if we stop and we think about it, you can think about how you're gonna want to have a cigarette. The wave comes and there's like a certain high point, and then it washes over, right? The duration about 3 to 7 minutes. So we just have to find something to do to put off that craving for that long. And for me, it was keeping my hands busy, my mind busy for that 3 to 7 minutes, because I knew that after eating, I was always wanting a cigarette. So I just needed to start there and take that time to find something better to do with my hands and my mind. For myself, to put off that craving, I had pen and paper with me near all the time. And I would take that time and I would jot notes down for this channel, whether it be coming up with like B-roll ideas or topic ideas, and maybe scripting parts that would just come to my mind, and it would let me just slip right out of that whole I want a cigarette and put me into a completely different mindset. Now, having said that, this whole not smoking thing and making videos on it has actually made me want to smoke as well. So I didn't see that coming, but over time I was able to like fight through that, and now it doesn't even faze me, not nearly as much. But I mean, the idea is still there to smoke, but there's so many ways to curb it. And the one is that putting that off and realizing that that wave is only 3 to 7 minutes. Number 2, a breathing exercise. This one's really simple. Anyone can do it if you can just think of 4. That's the only number that you got to think of. And you could either do this with your eyes open, your eyes closed. Sometimes with your eyes closed, it just allows you to like hone into what you're doing, and set your alarm on your phone. And don't worry about the time, just worry about your breathing and thinking about your breathing, because if you're focused on that, you're not focused on smoking. And so basically just in 4 seconds, breathe in 4 seconds, hold it for 4 seconds, your breath, and then let it out for 4 seconds, and hold that for 4 seconds. So just 4, 4, 4, 4, breathing in and out. And what this will do, it'll help reset your nervous system. It'll get your mind completely off of smoking, and who knows where your mind will drift while you're doing this. That is something that anyone can do. You don't have to tell anyone that you're doing it. You can just slip away and just kind of have a little bit of time for yourself, which may be what you use to make it past that 3 to 7 minute craving. And number 3 is that default 5 to 10 minute task, right? Find a 5 to 10 minute task that you can replace. For me, it was taking that 5 or 10 minutes after eating with a notepad and getting lost into the main topic of a video and writing down what I could speak about for some of the videos. And by the way, it's worked. If you go check out our channel, you'll see that we've got a whole host of long form videos now. I think, well, if you count like the long form and the shorts, I think we're at like 190 videos now. Yeah, it's crazy. Been putting them out near daily. So those are a few things, 3 anyways, that have worked really well for me and that I continue to do as well. I think if I was to throw a bonus one in here, which is also on our channel, is to revert back to the why I stopped smoking in the first place. This is a super powerful one, and so powerful that I have a complete video on that as well. And if you go and you check our channel out and you go into the playlist of the 90 days to being smoke-free or my smoke-free journey, it's referred in probably the first 3 or 4 videos. Yeah, so there's links to it all over the place. But basically what it is just getting down to the root cause of why a guy stopped smoking in the first place. For myself, there was many reasons, but the one that kept on coming back to me and really honed in on was for my future self and for my future self's family, including my family right now as we go through this together. That was like the real driving force. And when closing my eyes and just reverting back to my why gave me that enough encouragement to not have that cigarette in that time. And with those craving waves, knowing that the craving's gonna come and go, combine those two, and yeah, you can get through these cravings, especially those big ones that are ritual and habitual, like what we're speaking about today, and that's just quitting after, or though dealing with the cravings right after eating. So I wrote down a few things that I also wanted to mention, and I guess it doesn't really matter if you're watching this either live or on replay. I encourage you to drop your day count. How long have you been smoke free for now? Me, it's been just over 7 months. So I wouldn't say, I never really say that I've quit, but I don't know, I've pretty much quit. So what is your day count? I'd be curious to know. Go ahead and drop it in the comments. Also, I'd like to know and maybe share with everyone else, like, what do you find being your hardest time? Because what I'm looking for now is if we're gonna do a few check-ins like this, some live check-ins, maybe this gives us a little bit of ammo for the next check-in. So what's your hardest time? Is it after lunch? Maybe it's driving that you find that you're having the strongest cravings. Or maybe it's early mornings or late evenings. Yeah, let me know in the comments here. I will come back and check on them, and I will do my best to reply to everybody. And if this quick live has helped you even a little bit, I encourage you to subscribe. Subscribe to our channel. Go check out our long form videos this evening or when you have some more time. There's definitely some great information there. And it's basically me sharing my experience with you of quitting smoking after the age of 40. So I would just, sorry, what was this? Kick myself over and over again. Do you want to explain on that a little bit more? I know, like the over and over part again is, yeah, like when we quit smoking, it's not going to be the first time, generally, for the vast majority. Like, I don't even know how many times that I've quit smoking now. 8, 9 times, maybe more. I don't know. Like, I read somewhere that it could be up to 20 times that you attempt quitting before you finally quit. So like these cigarette companies have this figured out, right? Like they gotcha. And that nicotine is only for that short term to keep you coming back. But it just gets ingrained in your mind of your habits. It becomes part of your life and it seeps in, and it takes a lot of attempts to make this like make yourself being smoke free and quit long term. So that's why this channel I feel is important, because even if I do slip up, like it's one of those things, right? It doesn't mean that you're not quitting or you're still a smoker. You can still be quitting. It just takes many times. So knowing that there's other people out there going through the exact same thing you are, and I know if you're going through on YouTube right now, you'll find other people on here, largely like the medical people, doctors, psychiatrists, and they're trying to get you into their course of quitting smoking or their program, and trying to get some money out of you because like you're hurting right now and you're pretty vulnerable, and yes, they're probably there to help, but at the same time they just want your money. So not saying that that's a bad thing. Like there's lots of people that quit this way as well. Myself, like I went through using the patch, and I know like the many other attempts that I had, it's the best method, and I stayed quit and was able to quit was by using the patch. And some people are completely against that, but for different reasons, I suppose. Like, it's like you're putting a patch on, so you're still getting nicotine and you're trailing off. So there's a better chance of like you starting again. But for me, it was just that reassurance and that actually doing something daily that helped. I guess maybe it was a mind thing. I don't know what it was, but the patch is what worked for me. So sorry. So this person just said smoked for 30 years. The last 45 days, February 13th is when they stopped. I started feeling good and totally believe I could smoke one. Yeah, that's a real thing too. That whole like, hey, I think I could probably just have one and I'd be fine. That's a mind trick. It's a mind trick that nicotine plays on our bodies, our minds. And you can't. You just cannot have one cigarette. You're not allowed. Because when you do, you relapse. This is one of those things where it's all or nothing. And you got to be all in and choose nothing. You got to fight that. And that's where like those three things that I mentioned before, like a breathing exercise or reverting back to your why, or knowing the time that you are wanting a cigarette, and knowing that by writing down when your craving times are, what you were doing, etc. So you know for sure that these are my times, and just taking that block of time and replacing with something else. Like I said, for myself, it was working on this channel. So yeah, that wanting one more, I still get that feeling too, even after 7 months, but it's short-lived because I know that I don't need one. I've gone through the hard part now, and here we are, still not smoking. Yes, but I guess that kind of goes to the whole thing, is that you cannot rebuild in the same environment that wore you down. Meaning, changes are about to be made. And that's why quitting at 40 leads into a meaningful midlife transformation. I mean, think about it. Cigarettes, like I said, creep into our lives in every single aspect of it. Whether we're driving, we're out having fun, we're by ourselves, you name it, smoking has found its way in. And when you quit smoking, you gotta come out and look at it like, I gotta change everything, basically. My environment, like inside a vehicle, for example, like for me, driving, that was a big one. Still, even driving now, I'll get cravings. But that they're just switching that, cleaning the vehicle, and saying like, no more cigarettes in it, for me was enough. Using air fresheners in there and just keeping like a fresh smell, not just inside the vehicle, but like inside my workshop and things like that. Yeah, everything has to change. The people that you hang out with, that's up to you. At least maybe if you hang out with people that do smoke, and you know these certain times are not good for you because it really makes you want to smoke, like you got to sit back and rethink about pretty near everything, right? Can't have one, not even touch a cigarette. Have to realize this. How to forgive my failures. That's a big one too. How to forgive yourself for slipping up. That's a tough one. But if you're able to do it and be honest with yourself, like, that's a huge step forward. Because now, even if you do slip up, you do know, okay, I slipped up because of this. So it's like you're gathering information on what not to do the next time. So, okay, also in this comment says, I am totally staying over with day one again. Or totally starting over with day one again. Thanks for being live right now. Well, you're welcome for being live right now. Actually, before I hit the button, my heart was beating a little bit because generally I've been like trying to script this stuff so I don't go off on a tangent like I am now. But yeah, you're not starting completely over, I guess, when you do have a failure. Like I said, you've got all this knowledge now of why you started smoking again. And also, you know what to expect. Like, that's a huge one too. Because when you quit smoking, say for the first time, if this is your first time quitting, everything's new and you're not really sure what to expect other than watching people like myself, maybe here on YouTube or reading or from friends. It's all like hearsay. This is like each one of us go through the same phases of quitting smoking, but handle it differently. And each one of us are different. So our mind games that we play on ourselves are also going to be different. While they may feel different, you may feel kind of alone, but you're not. And now, by quitting smoking and even going and falling back and having one, at least you've gone through that experience and you know you're looking forward to the next time, and you can prepare better. Maybe what you could do is go check out our channel. Go check out my 90-day journey of quitting smoking. I put a tremendous amount of time and effort into those videos to try and just show you how I did it and what I experienced while doing it. So that right there might be something that could be super useful for you. This channel here now is more so on the stay and quit side, right? Because there's so much information out there and there's so many other people out there trying to get you quit, and they focus on those first, 90 days because they're the hardest. And I think clinically they say like after 30 days you're completely off of cigarettes and you're cured. Well, I don't know about that, but clinically that's what it says. So that's where, your patches and your gums and your pills and all these things are all focused on that little time period in the beginning, because it's the hardest part to get the nicotine out of your system and start getting your mind on track for something else. So that's where this channel kind of goes past that a little bit and goes more into the staying quit and how to stay quit, mainly by addressing like the mental triggers and also the things that we can do and replace in our life to make that meaningful midlife transformation. Yes, staying quit. That is the next challenge. I see that, and she says, well, it is. I guess that's the one that just never really ends. Ask people. Like, I've been asking people that I know had smoked in the past. Like my father-in-law, for example, we sat down not too long ago. Actually, the short form that we put out today was the trip to Arizona that was funded by quit smoking money. And we went to go see relatives. And yeah, so he used to smoke too, and we sat down and we talked a little bit about it. And I was mentioning about that 30 days or whatever clinically quit smoking, and he looked at me like, I don't know. And I'm like, hey, I'm just telling you what I read. And he says, no, it was a very long time for him. It was years to get that break that mental aspect of smoking. So there's something there. And I know there's many other people. I've gotten so many comments now that are like meaningful and like heartfelt explanations, really like paragraphs people have been writing me about their journey, and staying quit has been like a huge one that's completely underestimated, because you'll be going along just fine, and then just out of nowhere there'll be something that just like sparks it, whether it's something habitual, whether it's stress, maybe even like a family gathering and you didn't even know it until like your next family gathering. You're like, at this time I like to get away and this is how I reset. And then all of a sudden this like flood of emotions, and all of a sudden you find yourself wanting to smoke. You just gotta, but this time, hopefully months down the road, like you've practiced enough times not smoking that you have these kind of go-to things that help you along your way and get you away from that cigarette, because the craving wave only lasts for like 3 to 7 minutes. That's all we gotta do. We just gotta fight through that. And in the beginning, you gotta fight through that like a lot. It's like back to back to back to back. But over time, like it just starts to fade away. And like now, maybe there's still times during the day, maybe one time a day still, like I think, sure, it would be nice to be smoking right now. But then I just go brush my teeth. Yeah, or I think about it, and I just think, this isn't the direction I'm going in. So there we go. That's this is my second live, actually, very lightly scripted. So thank you for joining in. And if you're watching this on replay, please do put on your comments how many days you've been smoke free now, and when do you find it the hardest during the day for yourself? As in, when is the craving the strongest? Whether it be in the morning, driving, at night, you tell us. I'll be happy to read each and every comment, and I'll do my best to reply. So thank you for hanging out with me. And also, if you want some more check-ins, go ahead, hit subscribe, and also put that down in the comments too. All right, thank you for joining me. Once again, my name is Troy, and this is Second Win Midlife Edition.